My fellow Americans, that's the way Franklin Delano Roosevelt would start his discussions to the American people. And I'm Doc Castellano, DBA, Doc C, PhD company, world-class achievements in science, inventions, Xerox. I did the original work, gave it the name, so I should be a billionaire, of course. But they didn't want an Italian decent man to get that much money because he would get into politics, and if he could win the election, he would have honest people there, go by the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, civil rights, the laws of God and man. They wouldn't. First thing, Hoover would be replaced. There shouldn't be a director of the FBI with that power. There should just be, they are a branch of the Justice Department. The Justice Department, we should tell them to what they investigate. And they have a head of the department, like all departments do. They investigate and give the material back to the Justice Department, who reviews it by the laws of the Constitution in this country and what to do. That's the way it should be done. Otherwise, the director gets by guns and shadow government. But they don't have to be the shadow government. They have so much power for so many years now. They operate publicly and say, you can't stop us. Okay, Doc Castellano, you say I have a website called Why World's Greatest, what I've achieved, and whatever you think anybody else has achieved, you compare. And if it's the best, I'll say, yeah, that's the best. Do you understand? So they've completely reversed it. They have me bankrupted, framed, and forced into various things. I'm the original 007. I've got videos proving that. So you can imagine what I had to do to stay up to survive. And most of the time, you don't know who's your friend, who's your enemy, and who you can trust and how to survive. So I've survived day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, decade by decade. I'm 89, and I'm going to be 90. But yet I tell you, I now published as the expose editor. I have 4 programs. The first is, my main is I'm Preacher Doc of the Universal Pure Christians, mainly based on the Catholic religion and other religions. I put them all together, what was the best of them, into one Universal Pure Christians. Not that we're pure than anybody else. We have the clearest, the purest understanding and comprehension and presentation of Christ being on earth, why he was here, and what he proved. You understand? They don't want that either. So they spend millions, especially through the years, when they're robbing my billions, millions with operatives up to maybe 200-300 a day that hit me to keep me anonymous and try to do me in. Yeah, 24/7. I've been surviving it all. And I come to the conclusion that what they're doing is revolting. They're revolting against the laws of God and man. So they say, well, what can he do? He can't stop us. Well, as expose editor, I have Preacher Doc, my main interest, discipline of theology, and I've mentioned that in the previous YouTube video. And then I have Doc C, PhD company, delving into the highest concepts in science, inventions, advanced concepts in theoretical mathematical physics. You better believe that there was a secret meeting between Einstein and yours truly as to who would agree with who and why. And he agreed with yours truly as to what the future of theoretical mathematical physics would be. Absolutely true fact. But all of this, I'll take a polygraph test on any editor's desk. Yeah, lie detector test on any editor's desk, and pay for it. But you have to publish the results. I challenge them, they won't dare do it. You understand? So therefore, I present an overall picture of what really is the true facts. And the true facts is what they are doing is revolting. And what is revolting? Revolting is the extreme, murderous, injurious, bad, etc. against the laws of God and man. So we have to revolt against those who have taken power. They get those elected are under the gun, and they choose those who control. There used to be shadow government. Now they're so powerful they operate out in the open. And they then have like the Patriot Act. Oh, wow, the Patriot Act. Yeah, that is good. But the thing is, that gives that person so much power, he can eliminate competition. Do you understand what they're doing? President Kennedy didn't shoot himself. Robert Kennedy would have been president. First thing he would have done was replace assassination, murdery, immoral, pedophiliac J. Edgar Hoover. He was assassinated. Reverend Martin Luther King. I said, hey, they're politicians, but a reverend doesn't make any difference. I'm Preacher Doc. They don't care about religion or anything. They're going to have this power. And they knocked off Reverend Martin Luther King because he was trying to get Hoover replaced. And there was the silent knowledge that Hoover had a fake birth certificate, that he was of the white Hoovers from the plantation, and he was a pass for white, and they shipped him from there up to Washington. And a school teacher in California, Millie McGee, I think it is, capital N-C, capital G-E-E, Millie McGee, proved she's was considered a pass for white. She proved she was related to Hoover in a video. And now she's been having a tough time. Me? I just grin and bear it. I say the truth. We have to revolt against these revolting genocide practicing. There's no excuse by anybody, anytime, anywhere for genocide. We have to revolt against those that are so revolting against the laws of God and man that they think they can practice genocide and say, well, yeah, you can't stop us. That's the position they have me in. They say, yeah, you should be maybe one of the richest men, one of the most famous, but you're nobody. We have the power, and you can't stop us. Maybe you can't even get the truth out through. I make a video, nobody sees it, appears. Maybe they have control. They make believe they put it on the internet. Maybe they don't even do it. I don't know. But one thing's for sure. That's what revolting against. They are revolting against the laws of God and man. I'll say it again. It is the extreme, murderous, injurious, bad actions by this King George, Queen Hoover hypocrisy They have a circle of authority. It turns out to be a circle jerk of masturbation, of them going to do something, and they do it among themselves, and that's what it is. It's masturbation of their nonsense, and that's what it is. And they're going to force that on who they want to, nationally and internationally. It don't scare them over there. They figure they can have fear. Other countries will have fear because how big and the amount of military we've built up. And hey, that ended with North Korea. We did not win in North Korea. I actually think we lost on principle. But Hoover says, no, next time I will win. And the next time Hoover personally was going to win in Vietnam. I volunteered 5 times. I volunteered 5 times to go to Vietnam and try to straighten the mess out. But Hoover wouldn't let me get anywhere near. The 6th time I says, well, and Hoover, it's up to you. And what happened? It became a quagmire. They put in a black commander. They were getting so many, because the poor were forced in, which were mainly black, and they were getting to almost revolt. Many of them were revolting against the conditions there and their situation. With a black commander, they still lost. So now they got a black leader that wasn't born in the United States. We have an illegal president. The system has rotted and is so corrupt, it's beyond repair, do you understand? It's beyond repair. It needs a man like me. If I'm invited, well, who, what? Well, I'm saying the truth. It's not impossible. In fact, it could be done. It should be done. There are almost 50% of the people don't even vote anymore. They're so disgusted. 50% of those people don't even vote. So if you got 40% of that 50%, you'd have a majority. Just that alone. Then there were other parties. And a new party making some headway on the basis of the Constitution, the Constitution Party, maybe that leader, or we get all these small parties to unite, and we go after obtaining somebody that really will be for the Constitution and stop this genocide and like me, forced grand theft of my science and invention. But the thing is, of genocide of my father's family and now me and my family, and they laugh at me right out in public. Yeah, right out and they out. Now I go out in the street and they run there and they look and they laugh at him. Hey, yeah, he calls himself the white world's greatest, and look, he's nobody sees him, nobody can't do anything. We're gonna run him until he dies and keep his money, his honor. So I need then, of course, the justice from the Constitution, justice, honors, and financial compensation. That's our laws. And it could be done just by the people who don't vote. If they all said, well, okay, let's all get then say you're behind the Constitution Party and elect one of their founders, or there's a happy medium of one of their founders and a man like me as vice president. The first thing I do is have no director of the FBI. Got to be nothing with the Justice Department, like it originally was and should be. Do you see? All I need is 1 year, and I straighten this country out. Otherwise, it's rotted. I'm telling you, it's corrupt. What I'm saying as the expose editor is my 3rd one, and the 4th one is I have 009. 007 started half as an inside joke and half as true fact. And then they said, hey, If he walks with a sign on the sidewalk here, but we put over in England, you can say, no, that's where it comes from. England's notorious for faked. Yeah. This fellow in the wheelchair, an insider has a revealing, it's on the internet, you can listen to it, that his voice is really an American, that they make believe is him saying what they want to say. Absolute true fact. Of course I knew that. He passed by my office and stole my string theory that I worked out. Absolutely a true fact. I've done more good in more fields than any man in the history of the United States. In 1 year, I can straighten this country out. I don't do it because I want to, survive them trying to do me in. Because I could just take and maybe go to another, out of this country, but I have obligations. Yeah. So I'm telling you true facts. We can, and if you want this country to get back to what it should be by the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, I must obtain justice, honors, and financial compensation. And that is the fact. And anybody who understands that and realizes what they should do and will help yours truly, I say, of course, thank you.